Brought to you by Priority. Join Standard Chartered Priority Banking.
It's a pleasure to have you once again this week on NTV The Link, a place for opportunities and a place for information you can use, especially dealing with your business and money. Once again this week we're speaking about investments, and I'm bringing back, I promised to bring him back, Mr. Joseph Areu. You told me about his name. Joseph Areu, independent financial advisor, formerly working with IFC. And he also hosts a YouTube channel talk about investments called Mali, if you want to catch it. Joseph, welcome.
Thank you very much, Sam, and thanks for the opportunity again.
And thank you for allowing me to share.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Dealing with investments, people think, I have money, I invest. But it appears that having a reason might be important. You are the man in this space. Why is having a clear reason for investment critical to choosing the way you're going to invest it? First, let's start with that.
Thank you, Sam, and that's a very important question.
Yeah.
Let me start by giving a bit of context to the question and to our discussion, so to say.
Yeah.
In my role as a financial advisor, many people usually come to me to seek financial advice in terms of what investments they want to make.
Yeah.
And guess what? The first question they tend to ask is, how? How can I buy a bond? How can I invest in unit trusts? Joseph, I hear of shares. I hear they are selling shares.
Yeah.
How can I get one? And I'm always telling them, that's the wrong question to start with.
Wait.
Let's step back. The correct question to start with is why?
Yeah.
Do you even need a bond? Do you need a share? If so, why? What is the purpose for which you want to invest?
Yeah.
That is the right question to start by asking. And so think about it this way. If you want to invest in cows,
Yeah.
many viewers would understand, what. So if your objective is to have daily milk, okay, so that you can sell it and get daily income,
Yeah.
you're not going to buy a bull.
No.
You're not going to buy a beef cow. No, you'll buy a milk cow. You'll buy a Frisian. If, on the other hand,
Yeah.
your purpose, your objective
Yeah.
is to sell beef after some time, then you'll want to buy maybe a bull or a beef cow, a beef animal,
Yeah.
fatten it, it gets fat, and then you sell it at a big profit. So you can clearly see there is a link between the asset you buy and the purpose for which you are investing.
Okay.
It is the same thing, similar logic with passive financial investments.
Yeah.
Whether it's a bond or a share or whatever, it's important to understand the reason, the purpose for which you want to invest.
Okay, and therefore to give clarity to our viewers on the reasons, sometimes they are there, they kind of have a vague idea of the reason. We're going to help them crystallize reasons. Give us some of the reasons why people will invest, and then maybe viewers will say, hey, I think that's me.
Thank you. So I can think of, or I would propose to viewers to think of at least 4 different reasons or purposes for which you might want to invest.
Okay.
The first one is what I would call short-term investment. So think of this. You have some money which you will want to use maybe in 1 year's time or less.
Yeah.
For instance, you have you want to build, okay, but you have the money, but it will take some time for KCCA to give you approvals and all that. So meanwhile, that money is lying idle, sitting in the bank is enjoying it.
Yeah.
Now, you can invest that money for the short term, 1 year or less.
Okay.
In that case, your main, your principal targets or objectives are to make sure, one, that it's safe.
Okay.
You cannot afford to lose it. And two, that it is liquid, meaning you have easy access to it.
When I want it, I can
when
get
I
it.
want it, I can get it. So those will be your two principal objectives.
Okay.
So when someone comes with an investment proposition to you, those are the two main questions you ask. Is it safe? And if it is safe, can I access it
When
easily when I want it, preferably at no or very low cost?
Okay.
Okay? So that is one objective.
Okay.
Short-term objective, usually 1 year or less.
Okay.
The second one would be long-term growth. So you have money which you want to put aside, and you want it to grow over the long term.
You're not in a hurry.
You're not in a hurry, okay? This is money that you don't want, you're not going to use tomorrow, next year, or something like that. You want it to grow.
Okay.
And so again, there you would be asking questions like, at what rate am I going to earn? Okay? So because the higher the rate, obviously, the better.
Yeah.
Issues like compounding, we talked about that last time. That becomes important. Okay? A third objective you would want to think about is that of income. Okay? So think of a retiree. All right, you no longer have a salary, and yet you want to have some regular, predictable income coming into your account. And therefore, your purpose for investing in that case is to make sure or to ensure that you have a regular, predictable, budgetable income. All right? And so when someone gives an investment proposition to you, you want to ask, okay, number one, is it safe, by the way? Because this is income, I need it. And number two, how regular and how predictable is the income that I will be getting from this? Are there going to be times, so if I'm promised income monthly, is there going to be a month when I might not get income? Okay, so that is the third objective. The fourth one you can think about is what I would call safety. Sometimes all we want is to have an asset which is just safe. Rain or sunshine, it will be there. Maybe for to pass on to your estate, maybe to pass on to your children for transition purposes. All you are interested in is to make sure that this asset is safe. And there, your main, the critical thing you'll be looking for is safety, risk. Is there any risk that this asset could disappear? So those are at least 4 objectives that one would want to think about. And depending on which one of those objectives is important to you, you will then make a decision about what product you want to buy. Not all products will be able to satisfy all those objectives.
Absolutely.
Sometimes we think of investment products like PPF. When I was growing up, there was this injection called PPF, which apparently was a solution to all bacterial infections. Investment products are not like that. Not all products will solve all problems.
So let's align. Now, the takeaway here is first think about the why, then align it with the what. Now, let's align one example to illustrate. Let's pick an objective and align it to an investment option and see how it works.
Exactly.
Your take, you can choose whatever.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sam. We shall go sort of chronological in terms of time. So so there is an objective which I said is relevant within 1 year or less.
Short term.
Short term. So let's start with that. All right. So you have some money, and this is money that you need within 1 year or less. It could be school fees money. Okay. It could be money for construction. And remember, I told you the key things you need to look out for is, number one, is it risky? If it is risky, then knock it out.
No-go.
Number two, is it liquid? How accessible is it? So if that is your situation, you can think about products like a treasury bill. Okay. A treasury bill comes in very handy. Treasury bills are issued in tenors or periods of 3 months, 6 months, and 1 year.
Okay.
No more.
Yeah.
So within that time, you will realize your investment will mature, and you will get your money back. But even if you needed it earlier
before the time,
precisely, all you need to do is to go to your bank, put it in writing, and by the end of the day, if you went early in the morning, you have money in your account.
Okay.
So it's very liquid. Okay, so that's a treasury bill. Option number 2, you can look at a unit trust. Now, when you look at a unit trust, or if you are looking for a unit trust, you need to be careful though. Ask for a money market unit trust.
Money market unit trust.
Money market unit.
I'm going to cram that.
There are different types of unit
money
trust.
market.
Money market unit trust. That is the most liquid, and it's, you can access your money basically any time during the period that you had planned to.
How does it work
invest.
when I put the money in unit trust? Money market.
Yes. So
how comes those guys can just give it to me?
Well, what they do by regulation, they invest it also in very short-term instruments. They are not going to put that money in some long-term assets like I don't know, shares or something like that.
A bond.
Exactly, long-term bond. So most of that money will be invested in short-term assets, meaning that the money is available anytime when the client needs it. And like I said, they're regulated. The regulator makes sure that they invest in such a way that the money is always available to the client as and when they need it. Okay. So in our market, I think those are the 2 most prominent options that you would have if your objective is short-term again, meaning 1 year or less, and therefore you are conscious about, number 1, security, and number 2, liquidity.
Access. Yes. Thank you very much, Joseph. You see how time flies. I feel I've just scratched on the surface of this, but I'm sure there are some takeaways. So viewers, key idea that Joseph leaves us, think about why first, and that will inform how or what you're going to use to invest and make sure your money is safe or is going to do for you what you want to do. This discussion is supported and brought to you by Standard Chartered Bank. They're bankrolling us to make sure we are educating and providing information people can use. We hope we added value to you. Thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Family. We know you want to build a legacy for your children. We do that with protection and investment solutions. Your priorities get our priority. Join Standard Chartered Priority Banking.